So just recently I met one of the most loveliest, incredible, wonderful people, and I would say that because she really reminds me of a younger me. So this is a selection of films called the Can Can films from my new niece, who's a really excellent human being, and because I'm completely self-indulgent, I can say. So these are self-indulgent films where I'm just passing on the wisdom of an older woman to a younger version of me. And of course she's not completely like me, she's her own person, she's her own identity. But yeah, so these are the Can Can films. So I'm going to start off with talking about sound bites. So one thing that we both share in common is the love of storytelling. I love telling a story and getting really stuck into the nuts and bolts of what happened and who said what. But like you, I have a really active brain. So my brain can hold multiple conversations all going on all at the same time. So when I'm telling a story, I can shoot off in different directions, still hold the thread, and then come back to the point eventually. But sometimes I've completely lost the listener. So there's a thing called sound bites, and I learnt this as a radio presenter, where when you're telling a story, you set out and become aware and conscious of the point that you're trying to make. So in the sound bite, you kind of start, it has a beginning, a middle and an end, and it leaves space at the end for someone to reciprocate in conversation. So they come back and say, oh yeah, that also reminds me of, or they engage or can ask questions. And so a soundbite is kind of like if I was telling you a story about where I am now. So I'm away, I'm in Ibiza, I'm having a bit of a self-discovery time, and I could tell you about something that happened. So I managed to get a ferry to this really incredible island. It was all white sand beaches, really gorgeous water. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to snorkel, and I love snorkeling. And there's your soundbite. Now, I could go on to tell you why I love snorkeling and where I last went snorkeling and all of that other stuff, but you just stop it there. Then the other person may come back and say, oh my God, I love snorkeling too. Then we have an exchange of a conversation. Unfortunately, when we just talk into this epically long stream of consciousness, we lose the listener, and people love talking about themselves. Yeah, don't we just know it? Because I do too. But when people love talking about themselves, it just gives them the opportunity to be able to feed back. Otherwise, it becomes a mini lecture, and I'm so good at those. Okay, so that's sound bites for you. So hopefully that helps, because when I first met you, you went into this great story, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I could interject a million times over into this story and just go, and me, and me, and me. And people love doing that because that's what creates connection. And ultimately, we're hardwired for connection as human beings, and we really want to connect with other people. So it allows people to connect with you.